Welcome back to this week's edition of the Seal Report. 12 years now in the heartbreaking case, unsolved still, of Lyric and Elizabeth.
Like, whoever did this ruined our life. And, what did they do to the girls, too?
It has been a very long and painful 12 years for Drew Collins, the father of Elizabeth Collins, the then 8-year-old abducted from the Myers Lake area of Evansdale, along with her 10-year-old cousin, Lyric Cook Morrissey, on July 13th, 2012. Hundreds turned out to join the intensive search for the cousins, but to no avail. Hunters would discover the girls' bodies 5 months later at the Seven Bridges Park area in Bremer County.
Not much has changed over the 12 years. I think with the advances in technology, DNA, and other kind of AI programs and stuff like that, could really change this case in our favor.
There's software available now that allows you to ingest information that you can get through reports and recordings and things like that, that allows you to pull information that it might take people hours and hours and hours to do.
DCI Special Agent Scott Rieger is the lead investigator assigned to the Lyric and Elizabeth case. And while it's believed that law enforcement has several people on its radar, Special Agent Rieger never discusses or names any possible suspects. However, he says the evidence is beginning to play a more critical role in this case.
You're able to do things with it now that you might not have been able to do 12 years ago. And that should cause anybody that's watching this to think that, hey, I'm smarter, than law enforcement investigators, to simply know time has a way of revealing what's true. That's just what time does.
As he waits for an arrest in this heartbreaking case, Drew Collins hangs on to the memories of his daughter Elizabeth.
Everything's sacred, like you hold on to all those things.
Hey, Dad, it's me. I miss you. Bye. I love you.
Like the 3-second voicemail Elizabeth sent her dad just one day before the girls disappeared.
Hey, Dad, it's me. I miss you. Bye. I love you.
Yeah.
Do you listen to it a lot? Or
No.
Occasionally?
Yeah, but it's hard to hear. It just reminds you of what was stolen from you.
Another always very difficult stop for Drew is the gravesite of Elizabeth in Waterloo.
Just want to, go out there and sit for a little while. That's kind of what I do. I'd rather go out to the park than the cemetery any day. So the cemetery is just it's just really hard to go to. A lot of emotions. You kind of just relive all the things you went through, and it's just hard.
Elizabeth would have turned 21 years old later this month. Heather and Drew divorced amid the stress of the loss, but the family carries on. Here's Drew with his mother and his 3 other children. Callie is 16, Amber 18, and Kelly is now 24.
And there's no fixing it. They miss their sister. They miss the family we had, all the times that we spent together, and all that's gone. Like, whoever did this ruined our life.
More than 2,400 tips have been sent to law enforcement.
We'll have 3 days carved out in July where we will be working with the other investigators, again, to run out different leads that we've identified for follow-up.
I want to find out who did this. I want to find out who helped them cover it up. I want to expose all of them. In my mind, I think that they know who did it. But, in order to get a conviction, you have to have solid, 100% case, because if you have one juror that's on the fence, it could throw the whole case off. So in my mind, I think they know who did it. I think they're just waiting for maybe somebody to come forward, or for technology to catch up with this case and bring it all together.
The pendulum has a tendency to swing one way towards the front end of investigation. Obviously, getting on things quickly is important. But then when that pendulum swings back the other way, time becomes your asset, because technology develops, forensic technology matures. My oldest was about the same age as Elizabeth when this happened in 2012. And so from an investment standpoint, or what does this case mean to you, it's got the familial connections, because we have grown deep roots in the Cedar Valley. And I know it means a lot to the community, so it means a lot to me.
The biggest thing is, I think everyone in this community feels like We have to protect our kids. And the fact that this person is still out there and they could do this again to another child, that's what really gets me. Like, I want to find out who did this. I want to find out who helped them cover it up. I want to expose all of them. Whoever helped, whoever covered up information, whoever knew and didn't come forward. I want to know all those names. And I'm always getting people calling me with leads or tips. You know, there are people on my radar that I think are possible candidates, you know, that might be our guy, but I really got to be careful what I say, because I don't want to make the investigation harder for the police. For probably the last 10 years, we've been working on a documentary. We have 3 episodes done, 3 one-hour episodes done, and we're just waiting for a release date on those, but it'll be coming out on Max.
You know, there's information you want to share, but the integrity of the case facts, and it sounds like it's they teach it to you in investigator school. Like, hey, this is what you tell people. And you're like, no, it's just absolutely true. I've seen it time and time again, particularly on cases that go long-term unresolved. If you can commit to maintaining the integrity of the information that you know, that is what you can leverage later on when you get to that point where you're able to resolve it. So we're just going to be steadfast in that.
And as always, a big thank you to Drew Collins and DCI Special Agent Scott Rieger for their thoughts on this ongoing investigation. A reminder that Lyric and Elizabeth email tip line is still very active right now. You can find it online at ourmissingiowagirls.dps.state.ia.us. It's an email, so please send your tip to that email address. And don't forget, a large reward is still being offered in this unsolved case. We'll wrap things up here for this week on the Steele Report in just a moment. And welcome back as we wrap up yet another edition of the Steele Report. A reminder, we're going to be off for a few weeks now because of national coverage from NBC Sports and, of course, NBC coverage of the Paris Olympics. We'll see you back here in August.